Look at your neighbor and say, you have a great name. And what the enemy knows, he knows that your name is great. So when he comes to fight you, he does not fight your church. He does not fight your house. He does not fight your car. He fights against your name. Touch your neighbor, say, I got a great name. And I mean it. I mean it. I mean every last one of you in here have a great name. And you can almost tell how greater your name is going to be by the measure of attacks and storms that you're presently under. Because when the enemy comes after you, he comes after you only after he has gotten a glimpse of the blessings of the Lord that has been previously assigned to your name. Everything that the devil took from you, he's got to give it back to you. Yeah. And you're going to walk around, glory be to God, with your head up high, not going off, but just able to look at people and say, you thought this, but this is what God thinks about me. Do you know what God thinks about you? Take a little bit of time and think about, not only are you being attacked by negative words, not only are you having economical, financial problems, not only are you going through relational things, not only is there sickness in your body and accusations against your core principles, but the enemy is really working on getting you to move away moments before the Lord is about to plug you in to the thing that he has already done. Now understand this, that God sends a word of prophecy to you to clue you in on what he is going to do. You hear it as what he is going to do. That's what you hear it as. But God never is going to do anything that he hasn't already done. So the minute you hear that God is going to do something, you need to brace yourself, because every blessing that you hear about yourself, a demon manifests to block what God spoke that he was going to do. But touch your neighbor, say, like it or not, God is going to bless me. Say it again, like it or not, he's going to bless me. And God often blesses the ones, glory be to God, that people don't think that he ought to bless. So when you have people going to God praying against you and praying about you and praying against you and praying about you, I'm going to preach this morning, I know I am, praying against you and praying about you, trying to get God to do something to you, the Lord stands up and he says, I know the thoughts that I think concerning George Bloomer. I know what I think about him. I don't care what you heard. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you perceive. I don't care. I know what I know about him. And then God snatches you and places you in an environment that you know you don't deserve to be in. Your credit ain't gonna get you the next car. Y'all ain't hearing what I'm saying. Your credit ain't gonna move you into the next house. It's the favor of God that's gonna put you into a place so God can show you how he feels about you. In spite of what you're dealing with, God says, I want to boast on you. I want to show the world that I can take care of you with no job. Oh, somebody is missing this morning. You worrying about the job, you worried about the house, it's almost in foreclosure. Who do you think put it in a foreclosure situation? God put it in foreclosure so you can buy it out of foreclosure for pennies on the dollar. Just lean on your neighbor and say, God's got me, he's got me, he's got me, he's got me. Lean on your other neighbor and say, and I'm apologizing to God for thinking the way I've been thinking. You've been thinking some crazy ways. He has not left you. He is about to show up in your life and prove to you that he's the only one that can take care of you. Is there anybody in here that understands that God knows the way you take your down sittings and your uprisings? He knows how to take care of you. Touch your neighbor and say, I'm just going through a storm so I can get my testimony, so I can get my brag on. First the storm, then the testimony, then comes the bragging. I am boasting boasting in the Lord. I don't know how he did it, but he did it, and I'm giving God praise for it. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Devil, take your best shot. I might go down. I'm coming up again. But the curse in my life, somebody shouted out, is what? It's broken.